Welcome to Pearson to 6 true stories behind the Hollywood studio logos. When we're in the cinema or at home watching movies, we actually have to go through the opening with the logo of the film studio first. These big logos have a very interesting story behind them, but almost no one has ever thought about how they were made. For example, do you know what the Paramount logo is depicting? How many stars surround it? Why are they there? Or what's with the Walt Disney Castle? Why is the boy fishing on the DreamWorks logo? We will show you the answer to the history of the most famous studio logos. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Paramount Pictures. The Paramount Pictures Company was created in 1912 by Adolphe Luca, a film investor, and the Frohman brothers, theater magnates at the time. Originally, the studio went by another name, Famous Players Film Company. The famous Paramount Pictures logo shows a majestic mountain peak covered in snow and surrounded by a ring of stars. It was created by the illustrator William Hodgkinson, who based his work on the Ban Lomond Mountain in Utah, where he spent his childhood. The original logo had 24 stars, one for every movie star that back then had a contract with the studio. However, nowadays there are only 22 and no one knows why. Eventually, the logo changed a bit. Now, as a result of technological development, instead of the original mountain picture, we see a computer-generated image. The Walt Disney Company. The Walt Disney Company was founded by two brothers, Walt and Roy Disney. This was back in 1932. It was first a small motion picture studio, but it grew little by little and it eventually became one of the biggest Hollywood studios ever. Nowadays, it has 11 theme parks, 2 water parks, and a couple of broadcast networks. The Disney logo is worldwide famous, but not many know what the castle depicts. The castle is actually called Neuschwanstein or Neuschwanstein Castle, and it is a 19th century Romanesque revival palace in southwest Bavaria in Germany. It was the prototype of the logo. Besides, it was the prototype for the Sleeping Beauty theme castle in Disneyland Park in Paris. But the logo looked like this until 2006. It was then replaced by a totally new 3D computer-generated logo created by the Weta Digital Studio, based on another Disneyland fortress, the Cinderella Castle, which used the Chateau d'Orsay as the prototype. The new logo was first shown on the premiere of the movie Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Man's Chest. Columbia Pictures. This famous logo depicting a woman holding a torch, a symbol of America, was created in 1924 and showed her lady draped in a US flag and holding a torch. There were no clouds in the background and the forehead of the woman was covered with a headdress. It looked very primitive and the whole picture looked more like a sketch. 6 years later, the logo was improved and the lady became more elegant. She coiffed her hair and lost the headdress, and the flag was now barely seen. The font was now different, the letters got bigger, and the writing was now behind the girl. But the most important thing was the empty background was now filled with clouds, and the torch was no longer flickering and blinking, but now glowing smoothly instead. In the next few years, the logo was slightly changed and the word Pictures was added. But the now classic look of the logo was created in 1993 after Columbia Pictures was bought by Sony. The logo was repainted digitally by New Orleans artist Michael Diaz. Michael Diaz hired Jenny Joseph as a model for the logo. Diaz decided that the flame shouldn't be so bright and that the logo should mainly focus on the girl. Therefore, she was redrawn more elegant and tender than ever before. Finally, in 1996, the animation was changed. First, you could see the torch and then the rest of the picture. Also, during the opening, you could hear a tune written by Jonathan Elias. DreamWorks. One day back in 1994, 3 brilliant people got together: director Steven Spielberg, Disney director Jeffrey Katzenberg, and music producer David Geffen. They decided to create a new film studio that's now known as DreamWorks. We associate the company's name with the fishing boy on the logo, the one sitting on the moon. Well, the original idea was actually slightly different. They were originally looking for a computer-generated image of a man fishing from the moon, but visual effects artist Dennis Muren, who was then working with Spielberg, insisted on making the logo by hand, and so they asked illustrator Robert Hunt to draw it. Hunt was called in to execute the final image on which the motion version was based. It took Hunt 3 months to complete the final motion logo with the boy fishing from the moon. Spielberg loved this version and decided to use it for his new company. By the way, the moon boy was William Hunt, the son of the illustrator. Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer. In 1924, American lyricist Howard Dietz created a logo for the Golden Pictures depicting Leo the lion roaring. That's how the lion story started. Over the years, at least 7 lions interpreted Leo. The first lion was Slats, so the logo was noiseless, so Slats was there only for decoration. The next one was Jackie, the first one to roar. Although back then the films were silent, the roar was recorded with the special equipment, and in each cinema there was a phonograph placed behind the screen to reproduce the sound during the opening. Then there were 2 others, Telly and Coffee. but we don't know much about them. Then there was Tanner, famous for its perfect name. And finally in 1957, the studio shot the logo featuring its most famous line that we all know from our childhood. He is called Leo, and he's the one we still see on the logo. By the way, no lions were harmed on the set, so don't believe any rumors. If someone shows you a picture to preview otherwise, just know that it is fake. Well, that concludes 6 true stories behind Hollywood studio logos. Be sure to comment down below and let us know which one you thought was the best logo. And if you know any other logos that are interesting that we missed, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe, and to share this video everywhere. And as always, stay fierce.